Welcome and thank you for joining us for Candidate Conversations. One Acadiana is putting on the Candidate Conversation series so that you can get to know folks who are running to represent you for office across Lafayette Parish. I'm Keely McGibney, and this is Andre Bro here on the team at One Acadiana.
That's right. And for this conversation, we're joined by Jeremy Hidalgo, candidate for Lafayette Parish School Board District 9. Jeremy, thank you for joining us.
Hey, Keely, Andre, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it. It's an honor.
Well, let's start by getting to know you. Who is Jeremy Hidalgo and what's your background in the community?
Wow. Good start. So Jeremy Hidalgo, that's me. I'm born and raised in Milton. I attended public schools through high school. I attended Milton Elementary Middle from kindergarten through 8th grade and graduated from Como High School. Since about 2009 or 2010, I've been extremely involved in my community. I would say Milton, Youngsville, and Broussard. That's pretty much the community that I've been involved in and served for quite some time now, whether it's community organizations, Chamber of Commerce, whether it's giving back to the schools directly or indirectly. And so I've been around for a long time. In fact, I guess we'll talk about it here in a little bit, but I did serve on the school board between 2015 and 2019. And you guys, I know Andre remembers, but you guys back when it was the Lafayette Chamber of Commerce will remember very well. We came off of just to be frank and be blunt, we came off of a dysfunctional school, and was very proud to be one of 7 new school board members in 2015 that made a huge impact, I believe, on the community throughout my tenure there.
Well, and great. And can you tell us a little bit what inspired you to run again?
Yeah, sure. Well, the same thing that inspired me to run the first time, Keely. I have 2 young daughters. One's 15 and one's 11. Both of them in public school and have been since pre-K. And my wife is an 18-year veteran of the Lafayette Parish school system, a teacher. So, I had and still have a very vested interest in public education in our community. And so that, I would say, those are the biggest reasons that motivate me to run. But having been on the school board before, I know what I've been able to do, and I know what I can do again. And so when Dr. Aguilar decided he was not going to seek a second term, it really was a no-brainer for me to jump back into this seat or attempt to jump back into this seat to continue the progress we started in 2015.
But as you mentioned, you know the issues well. If you are to be reelected, what are some of the issues you hope to tackle in the near term?
Well, holistically, Andre, we'll be here all day if we talked about that, but I'll just speak to District 9 if that's okay. We're very fortunate in District 9. We have unbelievable schools, high-performing schools, and I attribute most of that to not just our top educators and support staff and administrators, but certainly parental involvement in District 9 is through the roof. Could always be better, of course, myself included, but I think parental involvement is very important. So we have wonderful schools in District 9. Our needs are still the same thing, believe it or not, guys, that they were in 2015 when I came on the board, and we still have facility needs. It's really been a problem that we put a huge Band-Aid on during that 5-year term, 2015 through 19, but it's time to look at it again. Certainly we're going to talk about stadium at Southside. It needs to happen. We know it couldn't happen the first go around. I think there's a lot of public opinion on that, but I sat on the board. I watched the 45-member committee who planned the building of Southside. It was a challenge for them to understand, to come to the realization that it was more important to have classrooms and seats for students than it was anything else, including athletics. But now it's time to have that conversation. And I'll tell you, I've talked to the interim superintendent. He agrees with me wholeheartedly. The numbers show it. You can't hide from it. The growth is unreal. And we're going to need another elementary school in South Lafayette Parish within the near future. So I would say that the short-term goals are the same as the long-term goals, but we just know that we can't flip a switch and make it happen. It's going to take quite a bit of work. I'm proud to say that when I got on the school board in 2015, well, first, let me say when I got on the school board, no one was talking about a high school. That wasn't a topic of conversation at all. It was 6 months that the new school board was elected, that we had voted to bond enough money to build a high school, an elementary school, and a humongous expansion. That would be Milton Elementary. And of course, the middle school, the elementary school is BO Elementary. So a lot was done in that time frame. And I believe it was due to someone being able to tell the story of what the needs were. It's not easy for 8 other board members to vote to send all the money down to one side of the parish. It's not an easy thing. I know it wasn't, but they did the right thing. And so I think that we need good, solid leadership again for that to happen.
Great. And I know you said, the short term and the long term, those priorities you just discussed kind of have both lenses there. Do you want to dig more into some of the long-term concerns, or is there another kind of long-term concern you think that the school board really needs to focus on in the years to come?
I think the school board has done a fantastic job starting in 2015 and has continued throughout today on really, building the foundation and a platform for a successful education system. I mean, we're going to be an A district. We're a great school district, and this is district wide, guys. I'm not just talking about District 9 today. We've got every school in our parish has great educators. I believe that in my heart and soul. But I think that my job will be to focus on what District 9 needs. And District 9 doesn't need better educators, because I'm telling you, we have the best of the best. What District 9 needs is going to be that's the conversation that started a long time ago. The last school that was built in the district prior to 2016, 17, when those 3 projects I just mentioned were put on the ground, was in 1999. Okay, that was quite a long time. That was the last school built. So we're talking about it, and the growth is not slowing down in Broussard and Milton and Youngsville. So, I don't want to say that there's just one priority, because there are a lot. We absolutely have to get off the backs of our teachers and let them do their job. We need to figure out how we can give substantial, solid pay raises, not just to teachers, but also to support staff. But facilities is going to be something that is going to take quite a bit of a strong voice, and I know I can be that voice.
Well, with the growth that's happening in Lafayette Parish, we hope to see lots of new families moving into the parish. If you were talking to a family that was considering moving here, what would you tell them about public education in Lafayette?
I think we're in a much better position than we were about a decade ago, guys. I think that today it's easy to sell how great our school system is. And look, we don't want to take it for granted. We don't want to get complacent. We don't want to fall asleep at the wheel, because it can regress quickly, right? But our Lafayette Parish school system is not just a beast of an organization, but it's a beast of an educational institution. I believe that with my heart. We have challenges. We do. We have a lack of parental involvement in some areas of the district. We can say we have a lack of funding. I mean, we look at our budget; it's huge. But look at the organization. We're not just running an education system. We're running a transportation system. We're running a food and beverage system. Lafayette Parish School System is a huge organization and the largest employer in Lafayette Parish. But I think it's easy to sell our school system to people who want to move into the area. In fact, I'm not sure that we're having to sell it much at all anymore. I mean, folks are moving into this area in droves, and I'm not going to suggest it's only because of our school system, but I can assure you they want to be in our schools, especially in South Lafayette Parish, the district that I hope to represent.
Well, being a top 10 school system in the state certainly helps with that. So I think that's a great way to sell Lafayette Parish school system. Now sell yourself for a minute. Talk to the voters of District 9. Why should they vote for Jeremy Hidalgo for school board?
The hardest thing to do, Andre, is to sell yourself, or I believe that it's difficult for me. We don't want to brag. We don't want to talk good about ourselves a lot, but folks who know me know how passionate I am. Folks who know that when I put my mind to it, if it doesn't get done, it's not because I didn't give it my best shot. I loved representing our community on the school board before, and listen, I've loved representing our community in the multiple capacities I have in the past. I'm a graduate of leadership Lafayette. I'm a graduate of leadership Louisiana. I'm a current participant in leadership Youngsville, and those programs really, help someone grow specifically in their understanding of our community. And so, I'm ingrained in this community. I'm going nowhere. I'm here. I want to serve. There's no one who is going to be a better advocate for District 9. hands down. There's no one who's gonna grind as much as I will. You call me, I'm answering. You need me, I'll be there. If it doesn't make sense, I'll be honest, I'll be straightforward. Transparency is the name of the game, and integrity, doing what's right when no one's looking. I've often said that there's often a right way to do things and the best way to do things. And in many cases, they're not the same. And so I'll always try to do the right thing by the community, for the community, for the betterment of our children and our students in the Lafayette Parish School System.
Well, thank you, Jeremy. We truly appreciate the time you're spending with us today to help folks get to know you. And you just said that, you want people to be able to get in touch with you. You want that transparency. So our last question is, how do the voters get more information from you as they're looking to make their decision?
Well, I've got all the social media platforms, but look, the best way to get a hold of me is 337-780-1915. That's not a campaign phone, guys. That's a phone number that I've had for 2 decades. It's my personal cell phone. I'll always be available. I'm also easy to reach by email, jeremy@jeremyhidalgo.com. But the cell phone's the best way, 337-780-1915.
Well, thank you so much again. All right, that was Jeremy Hidalgo joining us. He's a candidate for Lafayette Parish School Board District 9. Jeremy, thank you so much for your time today, and good luck in October.
Thank you very much.